Hi again, thanks for choosing to run an event at KublaCon. We really appreciate all the great events that our game masters bring. Okay, the first thing to get started is to make sure that you're logged into your account. In this tutorial, we'll be covering specifically how to add a new event. If you've added events before or have added an event recently that you want to change, there will be a separate tutorial to cover updating and editing events. To add a new event, mouse over to the main menu and drag down to Games and Events and choose the sub-menu near the bottom called Add Event to GM. The first thing that you'll notice at the top of the Add or Edit an Event page is a reminder that you might want to review and complete our event submission worksheet before continuing with this online form. The worksheet is a PDF form that allows you to fill out all the information that will be required of you when completing the online submission form. The PDF also explains a lot of our terminology that I'll only touch on in this video. So please note that the form is not a substitute for completing the online submission form. Once you've had a chance to review the worksheet and possibly complete it, let's return to the online event submission form. Working our way from the top to the bottom of this form, let's start with the event title/name. Please give your event a name that is creative and fun, but will also inform your guests what your submission is all about. While we want your event name to be as clear as possible, we also need it to be as short as possible. Please don't give your event a long title. Also, if your event is intended to be run in the Young Players Room for our young players only, then please add a -YP at the end of the title. Now choose a category most appropriate to your event, whether it's collectible card games, tabletop games, or role-playing games. Then choose a game system from the drop-down menu. The game system is the name that the publishers have given to the game. When using the drop-down menu, you'll find there are over 100 games in the list. To make it easier to find the game that you're running, type in the first couple of letters of the game. The list is grouped by type of game, so if you don't see exactly what you're looking for right away, you may be viewing the drop-down menu in a category that is different from what you're running. If you don't see the game that you're running in the list, you may enter it in the field below the drop-down menu. Then choose a date and time that you want to run your event. KublaCon events run from Friday through Monday, so please choose the appropriate day from the left menu. Then choose a time that you want to run your event, and most importantly, choose AM or PM. This is where people often forget to select the right choice and they find that their event is scheduled 12 hours earlier or later than they had planned. Now choose an appropriate duration for your event. Just a note that role-playing games are typically 4, 6, or 8 hours in duration. Choose a duration that you think is reasonable to complete the game or tournament that you're running. The number of players is also a very important number. Do not enter a range. Enter a number indicating the maximum number of players that you feel comfortable running your event for. Next is the description field. This is where the PDF worksheet can be very helpful. If you've used the worksheet, you may copy and paste the description from the worksheet into this field. This long description can include all the detail you'd like your potential players to see. It should include a detailed description of the event, but it might also include rules variations, character or world-specific information, or any other detailed information. The short description is the information that will be printed in the on-site program book. Typically, this should not be the long description copied and pasted into this field, but instead should be a more concise version of the long description. Keep your short description to 400 characters or less. For the year 2013 and moving forward, any descriptions longer than 400 characters will be truncated after the 400th character. In the past, we've attempted to edit and abbreviate your descriptions to fit our format. However, we're asking you to edit your own submissions by keeping them under 400 characters. Once you've completed the fields on this first page of the event submission form, click the Continue button to go to the second page. On page 2 of the event submission form are the fields to create a web link to more information about your event. The first field is the name of the link that you want to provide, such as Learn More About Dwarven Dig. Below that is the actual URL that you will provide to link interested gamers to the information. Do not add the http:// to the entry. Moving on to special categories, check any of the special categories that apply to your event. If you're unsure whether your event falls into any of these categories, then please do not check a category. These are optional. To say it another way, if you're absolutely sure your event does fall into one of these categories, then please do go ahead and check the category. After this are the complexity and experience rating drop-down menus. To explain these in detail, click on the pop-up link at the right. I won't go into a lot of detail right now. The information is here and in the PDF worksheet. But please do give the complexity and experience rating a read. It's your responsibility to correctly fill out these two options. For example, if I'm planning to run a Dwarven Dig board game tournament with experienced players, I'll choose average complexity and experience required, so that I don't end up with competitors expecting me to teach them how to play Dwarven Dig. The next 3 rows of information cover specific types of events. Role-playing information will cover character levels. You may enter a range here. You can also choose from the drop-down menu to select whether you can provide characters, whether players should bring their own, or whether you will be providing all the characters for the game. Miniatures information will cover the maximum army point value and again whether you can provide miniatures, whether players should bring their own, or whether you'll be providing all of the miniatures for the event. For live-action role-playing information, this would be a place for you to indicate the troop or clan of the live-action role-players. Clearly filling out the tables and chairs section will help us correctly set up the area for your game. If you need a customized size or layout of your tables, click the link here and review the information provided. Again, this information is also in the PDF worksheet. You can give us very specific instructions about your table needs in the field below this, in the Notes to Staff section. This field is also where we would like you to indicate 2 alternate starting times for your event. We are not always able to give you the first choice for time, and giving us 2 alternate times makes it more likely that your event will be chosen as a confirmed event. Notes to Staff is also where you can give us any other information about your planned event or any special requirements or limitations that you might have. If you need to go back to page 1, please use the back button at the bottom of the page. When you return to page 1, the information you have already entered will still be there. And likewise, when you come back to this page, information that you've filled out before will still be in place. Once you feel that you've completed the information completely, then click on the button at the bottom that says Review Your Submission. Please give this page a good look and really do review it. If you see anything that you need to change, choose the Edit Submission button at the bottom. It's much easier to fix a small error in filling out these forms now than it is after it's been submitted. When you're satisfied with your submission and have returned to this preview page, click the Finalize button at the bottom to complete the submission form. You'll get a confirmation that your event was submitted. Thanks for taking the time to review this video, and we look forward to hosting your events at KublaCon.